Hey guys, what is going on? My name is NoJ456, and today I'm going to be explaining the Call of Duty Ghosts campaign from the start, right when the Federation got its rise to power, up to capturing the Odin Strike, all the way to the very end when it sets up for its Call of Duty Ghosts 2 sequel that will probably more than likely be coming out. So I'm going to be explaining everything about it, the entire storyline, kind of breaking it down for you guys, so if you didn't understand anything, you'll be able to understand it all after this. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Now first, we're going to be talking about the Federation's rise to power and how they came to be. So basically, it starts off by telling us that all the world powers are dependent on the source of power in Africa. It doesn't really tell us what it is, if it's like nuclear, if it's natural resources, if it's whatever it is. It doesn't tell us what it is, but it basically says all of the world powers are dependent on the source of power, and when this power is depleted, this is kind of when the Federation comes into play. It seems like they were around beforehand, but once all the world powers were kind of crippled by losing their main source of energy, the Federation kind of came to be. They grew up strong, and they were based in South America, so they could just kind of go through and taking over everything in their path. It doesn't really talk about who it's run by, what their motives are. It just seems like they want to conquer the world and just have this world domination over everyone, and that's kind of their backstory. So basically, when they really just crush the U.S. is whenever they go up into space and take over the Odin system, which is basically a kinetic energy missile launcher. And basically, what a kinetic energy missile is it basically just destroys, creates sinkholes in the Earth's atmosphere. It shoots into the Earth's atmosphere, hits the ground, and just creates a sinkhole and completely destroys everything. I'm probably going to be going into detail about this and explaining it more than just what I did there, because it's a lot more complicated than that, and I can definitely do that video if you guys want. But basically, all you need to know is it just blows everything up. So they take over this Odin Strike system, and they call in Odin Strikes all over the U.S. This is what completely cripples the U.S. This is what makes them so weak and allows the Federation to attack. So basically, that's the very first part of the mission, the very first part of the campaign, and then you pick up with Hesh and Logan in the second part. So in the second part of campaign, and by second part I don't mean the second half, I just mean the present day part of campaign, no longer in the backstory. You're playing as the main character Logan, your brother is Hesh, and Elias is your dad, and all three of you are in the United States military, kind of playing the defensive against the Federation, who are constantly attacking the United States, killing civilians, and just all around are bad people. So you're all three in the army trying to defend against the Federation, keep them from pushing in and taking over the entire United States, and then probably the world after that. So basically, your dad sends you on this mission to go into No Man's Land and infiltrate the Federation's base. No Man's Land is basically just the space in between where the Federation and the United States are based. And you actually infiltrate them and see that a ghost by the name of Ajax has been captured. Now the ghosts are basically this group of elite soldiers. There's really nothing that special about them. I thought it was going to be a little bit cooler, but basically they just all wear masks. They have this code about like when people die, you bury them a certain way. You don't even bury them, actually. It's just like a certain kind of ritual you perform. They always finish their missions. They're known for being the best of the best, and that's basically just about it. They're just this elite group who's really good at what they do. So you find out that Ajax has been captured, and then as you're leaving, you actually meet up with two other ghosts named Keegan and Merrick, and you actually go with them on another mission to try to rescue Ajax, but then he gets killed at the very end because of all the torturing, and so basically he's dead, and at this point you find out that your dad is actually the commander of the Ghost. He's the head honcho guy, and he inducts you into the Ghost, so you both Hesh and Logan become a Ghost. So at this point in the campaign, you learn about Rourke for the first time. Rourke basically is this guy who used to be in the Ghost. He was the best of the best. He was like even better than Elias. And you actually go on a flashback mission where you play as Elias, and you have to drop Rourke into the river at the very end, just because in order to save everyone else, you had to drop him and kind of sacrifice him to save everyone else. But you go hunting for his body. You try to rescue him in the days after that, after you finish this mission of killing Amegra, which was the current leader of the Federation, which doesn't really matter. It's just that's what the mission was about. You actually kill him, but then you have to end up dropping Rourke into the river. But the Federation found him first and basically cut down his soul, just like broke him into so many pieces just by advanced torture methods they talk about, and basically put his pieces back together and completely brainwash him. This is a guy who would never get brainwashed, but somehow they knew how to do it. They brainwashed him to playing on their side, which is just the classic story. But then again, what can you do? I didn't mind it that much. I thought it was actually kind of neat, their little cutscene that they did. But basically, they turn him into a Federation agent whose mission is to go and kill Ghost. And if you know anything about the Ghost, you know that they always finish their mission. So he's basically after the Ghost, and he's not going to stop until he kills every single one of you. So the next thing that happens basically is just a chase to try to find Rourke and kill him before he kills all of you. So you go to a first location, get the location that he is really at. You go to that location and you capture him, and all the stuff that happens in between doesn't really matter. It's just kind of like a filler mission where you go to different locations and he tries to set you up, all that stuff. But basically you capture him. He seems way too smug about it, and then he actually gets rescued in midair out of a plane with his Federation members, who actually cut the plane in half and then drop you all into the jungle. So you escape the jungle, and at the very end of that you see a missile launching off. So at this point you kind of have to ignore Rourke just because there's more pressing matters. You infiltrate a missile facility that is actually researching the missiles, and you find out the location of the real missile factory where they're actually making the missiles. You go there and you find out they are reverse engineering the Odin system from when it was crashed into the Earth's atmosphere. They're reverse engineering it, they're making it so they can send it up into space and basically destroy the United States from above. So basically at this point you're about to go on another mission to take out the missile facilities and stuff, and Rourke comes into your home and captures you, your dad, and Hesh, your brother. So basically you're sitting there, you're all tied up, and he shoots Logan in the stomach. So you've been shot in the stomach. He kicks you over and makes you lay there, and then he knocks your dad over, shoots him like 10 times, and then shoots him in the head and kills your dad right in front of you, which is really sad, but not as sad as whenever you wake up. He's about to shoot your brother, but then Merritt comes in, saves the day, and then the most heartbreaking moment of the campaign, the most heartbreaking noise I've ever heard, Riley gets shot. But don't worry, Riley survives. It's just your dad that died, so you're pretty pissed. And basically, you're just after the Federation and after Rourke, and you're going to kill them no matter what, because you are a ghost, and that is your mission, and you're going to complete it no matter what the cost. So basically, you attack them from two different angles. The first angle is you attack their kind of fuel system out in the ice, and this is just kind of like the fuel facility that you blow up at the very end. There's a lot of blowing up in this campaign, as always, but you blow up the fuel facility, and that kind of sends all of their water forces, their naval forces, it sends them back to try to defend that, but at the same time there's only one ship left behind, their best ship, and basically this is when you do the underwater diving mission. You go underwater, you launch the missile into the side of the boat, blow up their entire boat, and basically you are home free and ready to attack their main missile facility. So at this point, they have all their main defenses down, all their little anti-air turrets are all down. So you send your own spaceship up into space, and you take over the Odin system that they have just installed. They are putting it online, and you take it over, and basically you have control of all the kinetic energy missiles in the Odin. And you use this to completely obliterate the Federation's forces. So basically, the main war is just at a halt right now. You basically just taking control of everything. You're blowing up everything. You're good to go. But now there's one more thing to take care of, and that is Logan and Hesh's story with Rourke. So basically, they chase him onto a train. They're after him onto a train, and at the very end, you basically fight your way down the entire train. Hesh lets the command know that if he hears the word checkmate, to blow up the train. So basically, they have a go-to in case they get killed or in case they're about to get killed. And what do you know? They're about to get killed. They attack the front of the train. They actually get what's his name, Rourke, into a headlock, and then he basically has control of the situation. He's about to kill them. He sets checkmate. They blow up the entire train, and actually, while the train is underwater, you find the gun, you grab the gun, you're basically having a fight with Rourke underwater while Logan's laying on the ground. Logan's always laying on the ground in this campaign, by the way. Logan's like kind of the weak one. Hesh is kind of the badass one who's just attacking Rourke, fighting with him. You grab a bullet, you shoot through Rourke, you hit Logan as well, so Logan's kind of damaged. He's okay though, he survives. You drag him up onto shore, and you're both just laying there, and you think the campaign is over. You think it's over. This got me so good. But basically, you sit there, you're laying there, you think the campaign's over. You killed Rourke. You shot straight through his body. There's no way he can survive this. He's shot in a train underneath the ocean. But anyway, it kind of focuses back in. The focus comes back in. You just kind of sit there for a second until you realize you have control of your character. You look to the right, and you get just completely smacked in the face by Rourke. Rourke is still alive. He basically says that you're going to make a fine ghost. You would have made a fine ghost, but instead you're going to do a great job of hunting down all the ghosts with Rourke and killing them all. So he drags you away. Hesh is lying there. He's completely helpless. He's been shot. He's been kicked. He's been beaten up. He can't even come after you. You're completely helpless just because you got smacked in the face. He broke your arm. All this good stuff. You're being dragged away, and basically you're being dragged away to go get brainwashed, just as Rourke did, which sets up for Call of Duty Ghosts 2. And at the very, very end, the very last thing, you see this little cage type structure in the jungle, and you're laying here, and it shows some time passing, which just shows even more the setup for the next campaign. So this has been the entire campaign broken down, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this. It took a long time to just kind of gather all the facts. I had to play through the campaign twice to make sure I didn't miss anything. And if you did enjoy this video, a like would be very much appreciated. And if not, I understand. Just let me know in the comments down below what I can do better to improve your like. And if you did enjoy it, let me know in the comments below what your favorite part of this campaign was. Mine probably was taking control of the Odin Strike and just completely blowing up things. It was really fun to do. And I actually really like the ending of this. I like the twist ending, and I like the fake, oh, it's done, and then you realize it's not done. He kicks you in the face and he drags you off for a sequel. So I really enjoyed this campaign, guys. I actually thought it was one of the best Call of Duty campaigns for a while. And anyway, guys, just besides Call of Duty 4, just thought I'd throw that in there. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. My name is NoJ456, and I will see you in the next video.